Oh my gosh, you will not believe what's happening on Married to Medicine this season. The drama is absolutely through the roof, and honestly, fans are not having it. They're completely over how some of the cast members are being treated, especially Phaedra Parks, who's getting dragged through the mud for literally no reason. So here's the tea, Doctor. Heavenly Kims thought it would be a brilliant idea to invite Apollo Nida to this couple's trip, right? She claimed Apollo told her that his estranged wife, Sherien Copes, wouldn't be coming. Well, guess what happened? Both of them showed up in Key West. Can you imagine the absolute chaos? What was supposed to be a relaxing getaway turned into a complete disaster. And if that wasn't messy enough, Fedra brought along this guy named Cheick as her +1. They met at Lasha Sweet Tea Lunsford's speed dating event and really hit it off. But here's where it gets juicy. Cheick actually knows Apollo personally. I mean, what are the odds? Fedra and Cheick figured it wouldn't be a big deal since it's been years since Fedra and Apollo's divorce. They thought everyone was mature enough to leave the past in the past. But they were so wrong. When Apollo and Sherien arrived, they completely lost it. What Fedra thought was ancient history suddenly blew up in her face. Sherien, who's already dealing with her own messy breakup with Apollo, couldn't handle seeing Fedra moving on with someone connected to Apollo's past. The tension was absolutely unbearable. Fans are absolutely livid about how Fedra is being portrayed. They're all over social media saying she's being unfairly dragged into drama that has nothing to do with her anymore. And honestly, I agree. The poor woman is just trying to live her life, and the show is making her look like the villain when she's just minding her own business. Let me tell you, Fedra is not holding back about her feelings toward Apollo and Sherien. She made it crystal clear that she doesn't care about their feelings, and why should she? After everything she's been through, she owes them absolutely nothing. In a super candid moment with producers, Fedra dropped a major bombshell. She revealed that Sherien was actually Apollo's mistress while Fedra was pregnant with their youngest child. Can you believe the audacity? No wonder Fedra doesn't feel the need to tiptoe around Sherien's feelings. I've been through the emotional turmoil of my marriage falling apart, Fedra basically said. I don't need to keep quiet about the role Sherien played in breaking up my family. And honestly, who can blame her? Sherien's actions completely undermined what Fedra went through as a woman and a mother. Fedra is standing firm in her truth and refuses to let anyone control her narrative. She's been judged and dissected in the public eye for years, and she's done letting others dictate how she should feel or act. If that means calling out Apollo and Sherien, then so be it. Some people might not like her directness, but others are absolutely living for it. It's so empowering to see her reclaim her story. While some viewers think Fedra's frankness is just adding fuel to the fire, others appreciate her no-nonsense approach. She's not going to be the passive participant in someone else's drama anymore. She's taking control of her own story, and if feathers get ruffled along the way, well, that's just too bad. Fedra is completely unbothered by what others think. She's using the platform to express her emotions and take back control of the narrative. It's definitely polarizing, but also incredibly empowering in its own way. The tension is only going to build as the season continues, and Fedra's unapologetic approach will keep stirring the pot. Oh my God! Things got even more intense after the confrontation between Apollo, Sherien, and Fedra. The tension was absolutely suffocating, and Fedra had completely had it. In the most iconic power move ever, she decided to leave the whole situation behind in style by boarding a private jet home. Talk about making an exit. Dr. Jackie Walters, always trying to be the voice of reason, tried to convince Fedra to stay. She thought leaving would just make everything worse, but Fedra wasn't having any of it. With fire in her eyes, she looked straight at Dr. Jackie and said, "Some people can be played with, but I am not one of them." I literally got chills. She made it crystal clear that she wasn't going to be manipulated or stay in an environment that was toxic for her. But that's not all. Fedra also called out the OGs on the show for acting like mean girls. She told Dr. Jackie straight up that the established cast members were creating unnecessary drama and making life impossible for the newer cast members. Instead of supporting each other and building genuine relationships, Fedra felt the OGs were more interested in stirring up drama for the sake of entertainment. Fedra was absolutely done with the toxic dynamic. She's been through enough challenges in her life and doesn't need to surround herself with people who don't respect her. Despite Dr. Jackie's best efforts, Fedra's mind was made up. The confrontations and constant back and forth had completely worn her down, and she wasn't going to continue on a path that didn't align with her values. Her decision to leave sent a powerful message to both the cast and viewers. Phaedra Parks will not be pushed around or treated unfairly for the sake of drama. Whether you love her or hate her, you have to admit that Phaedra is standing up for her peace, and that's something we should all respect. The drama doesn't stop there. Dr. Simone Whitmore just threw major shade at Porsha Williams by calling her a mean girl during a green screen interview. She didn't hold back at all when discussing the dynamics among the women. According to Simone, Porsha's behavior fits perfectly with the mean girl mentality, manipulative, condescending, and always stirring up drama within the group. This comment hit a nerve with fans, especially since it contradicts the image Porsha has been trying to build on the show. But Phaedra Parks, who's no stranger to controversy herself, had some thoughts about this. In her own green screen interview, she reflected on how new cast members struggle to find their place on Married to Medicine because of how the veteran cast members treat them. Phaedra didn't mince words. She said the OGs on the show can be absolutely brutal to newcomers, creating a toxic environment where they feel unwelcome and eventually leave. This is exactly why newer cast members rarely last for multiple seasons, and Phaedra isn't the only one who feels this way. Former cast member Audrey Curry shared similar experiences during her time on the show. She talked about the clique mentality among the veterans that made it nearly impossible for anyone new to break into their circle. Audrey's quick departure from the show seems to confirm this theory. This issue of mistreating newer cast members isn't just limited to Married to Medicine. It's happening across various reality TV shows. Last season, Quad Webb shared her frustrations about feeling iced out by her castmates. She felt excluded from key group moments and compared her experience to that of Mariah Huq, who had been an original cast member but was similarly isolated in her later seasons. Quad admitted that she now understands exactly how Mariah felt, and it's taken a serious toll on her both emotionally and professionally. Real Housewives of Potomac star Giselle Bryant recently weighed in on the topic too. She expressed her displeasure with how Phaedra had been treated on Married to Medicine, saying she no longer enjoys the show because of it. She went as far as to say that Phaedra's experience was horrible, and the way she was handled by the other cast members was completely unacceptable. Despite all the criticism, Dr. Simone Whitmore and the other veteran cast members are standing their ground. They absolutely refuse to accept the Mean Girls label that's been thrown at them. The accusations from new and former cast members have created a huge divide between the OGs and the newcomers. When Simone appeared on Watch What Happens Live alongside Married to Medicine guest Stacey Rush, she addressed these accusations head-on. When asked about Phaedra's comments and their ongoing feud, Simone didn't hold back. She said, "I think Phaedra gave us an unnecessary and unfit hard time." Basically, she felt that Phaedra was making a mountain out of a molehill and that the tension between them was completely blown out of proportion. Simone, who's always prided herself on being professional and calm, made it clear that she didn't understand why there was so much conflict. In her eyes, Phaedra was just stirring the pot for no reason. Simone was not only defending herself but also her fellow OG cast members. She doesn't see their actions as malicious or vindictive, but rather as part of the high-stakes environment that comes with reality TV. The conversation on Watch What Happens Live also included Stacey Rush, who's had her own share of drama with the Married to Medicine cast. While Simone defended the actions of the veteran cast members, Stacey seemed to side more with the newcomers, acknowledging how difficult it can be to enter such a well-established group. This clash of perspectives gives us a deeper look into the dynamics between the cast members and how differently they interpret the same events. The conflict between the veterans and the newcomers isn't one-dimensional. It's a complex mix of personal experiences, show politics, and the pressure of maintaining a storyline that keeps viewers hooked. In the end, the Mean Girls label and the tension within the Married to Medicine cast reflects a larger issue in reality TV. While we're entertained by the drama, the cast members are caught between their real lives and the roles they're expected to play for the cameras. According to Simone, the drama surrounding Phaedra and the accusations of being mean girls are simply part of the narrative that's often thrust upon reality TV stars. But in her eyes, it's far from the truth.